Jake Paul, I want to punch him straight in his face just because I hate the way he looks. But you know what's even worse to know?
Thank you, man.
That, you know what, this guy would probably actually kick my ass, and that kills. I would still fight him in a heartbeat.
You would give
I'd
it
never
a go.
stop, but he's actually kind of tall, and he knows how to fight, and
he knows how to throw punches.
He'd probably kick my ass, and that's what kills me to know that.
But you're
that
right. You're right.
bitch
His
would-
waist, Cali.
You're a man to admit that.
Yeah, real talk, but because it's
Punch
real
him.
talk. He could be a punk, but
Yeah.
facts are he'd probably beat me up. But the difference is, like, I'll bite a piece of his neck off. Like, I'll do something.
He's
Yeah,
like,
go
he's like,
in.
he's
In
like,
the
like
ring,
Tyson,
in the ring, he would get you.
Yeah,
he's
he
almost
would.
half your
He
age.
absolutely
probably.
would, and that's
Was he
what
like
sucks.
20, 25 or
You don't have
something?
to be half my age. He's a big dude, and
He's a
and
bigger
he
dude.
trains every day to fight.
And he's half your
Yeah.
age.
You know, yeah, real talk. But it just fucking sucks to know that.
Well, how
that
old do you
punk
think
bitch-
Cali Blaise is?
Yeah,
You're like 40.
in 42.
Yeah.
43,
So if Jake Paul's 25, that's
25,
almost
yeah.
it's almost half.
Close
your
to
age.
half.
Close,
Yeah.
close.
If we're gonna do
Yeah.
rounding up.
No,
and
no,
down,
you're good with
it's
that.
math. Don't fuck with math. That's one thing I know.
Yeah.
Like,
But the difference
hey,
is,
I went to school to be a computer engineer and
Yeah.
quit like the last semester before I got my degree.
yeah.
So
Why?
he knows math.
So I know math and a few other things.
Hey,
but-
you know what?
But
I would Tyson
I've never
that
never
motherfucker.
used in my entire life. I just
Yeah.
done all these other.
I would
weird
Tyson
jobs.
him though. I would fight with like, cause if I'm Jake Paul, if he
I want to
beat
fuck
me,
Tyson, but
I'd
Jake Paul.
fucking rip a piece
Fuck
of his
Jake
face
Paul.
off. Anything.
Yeah, they're-
Dirty.
Yeah.
Hey, I
Dirty.
mean, if
fight
you look at
dirty.
it from Jake's standpoint, right? He's gonna make money either way,
Either way.
right? So the only gamble is, does he get knocked the fuck out in front of the world, or
He's getting
does
knocked out, I
does
think.
does he do what people think is impossible?
Yeah.
But even
Right.
I don't think so.
even if he loses, he's legendary.
No.
For Jake,
fighting him.
well,
During
well,
the
well,
fight.
for-
so
for-
he'll get all these other fights. They're gonna pay him a bunch of maybe lesser, but still a lot
he,
of money.
he would get mad respect for fighting Mike
Yeah.
He would.
Yeah.
He'll be
because
he's gonna
no
be
one
dancing.
really wants to fight him.
He'll be dancing.
Even at this point, there's not too many people that really want to fight Mike.
Hell no.
Yeah, either he's really smart or he has really smart people working for him because
Dude.
that's the only way you figure that shit out, dude.
Mike Tyson still hits hard as hell, and that boy has speed and agility. And when he's training,
Nope.
man, if he comes in, Jake Paul don't stand a chance. He's
Not
done.
one bit. I don't
He's
want no
done.
part of it.
Done. He's done.
I would watch it.
I would definitely watch it because you know what? Look, the rest of these fights have been bullshit. Because like Woodley, our boy Woodley, I love Woodley, but you know why it's not fair? Because Woodley's main talents are in MMA. So it's like saying, hey,
Yeah.
man, let me take all the shit that I'm good at. You can't use anything that you can only use one piece of your talent.
Right.
Yo, these people have only trained in boxing. He's
Yeah.
his
yeah.
instinct
for an MMA dude,
so
like
hard to switch.
his hands are fucking dope.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like to go up against the boxer, you got to be all about
That's
hands.
it. All hands.
It can't be about
That's
all
right.
the other shit. And if you've been doing all the other shit all your life, that's second nature to you. So you're over here squaring up like you want to throw a kick, but you're like,
Because he knows how this is easy. I can take him out.
yeah,
I can't even use it.
it like shows in the stance
Yes.
and everything.
Yeah.
Boxing, that has to be just the shit that's in your DNA.
Right.
Right? Like it's got to be all that. And if you want to fight a boxer, you have to like make that transformation
Right.
and like that be
That'd be like
everything.
let's see Jake Paul go into MMA and fight Woodley.
That was
Woodley
supposed to
will
be the rematch.
destroy- Yeah, let's see it.
Well,
let's see what-
I believe he's doing a little bit of training. I saw some
MMA
shit.
training?
Yeah.
Go for it.
But, you know, who knows?
Yep.
I mean, I think if the bag is big enough, he would do it.
Yeah.
I do too.
I think
As
if,
much
if
as
the
I
ba-
hate on Jake Paul, I gotta respect what they
I don't,
created.
I
how
don't
much-
think Dana White will ever give him the bag that he wants to get in an octagon ring because Dana White will be like, you don't fucking deserve that bag in
Yeah.
comparison to my fighters that have, you know, like
Yes.
gone through the shit to get to where they're at.
You know
I ain't never gonna give you that money.
You know what's
Yeah.
You know
coming?
what I mean? So, but the whole thing is that this dude has created a lane. He
Yes.
could do it independent.
There you go. And that's what I was just gonna say. You know what we're not far off from? UFC stands on its own. There's only UFC. Some little punk like Jake Paul, because look at like somebody like Mayweather. Like as much as people need to like hate on Mayweather because the way he acts, he's obnoxious. He's this. Say what you want. The man's business genius. Why? He's the Don King of his fights. He's worth
Yep.
$500 million. Why? Because he has the promotion company. He makes the deals. Somebody like Jake Paul, because he's young and he's been part of this whole tech, this and that, he can create what do you call it? A competing thing like UFC, where he's paying the fighters more. You think that the UFC will stay true to Dana White if he's saying, wait, you're making how much a fight? We'll pay you 4 times the amount. Look at what they're making on the pay-per-view.
Well, you know,
somebody's going to do it, bro. You don't think so?
There will be some fighters that do it.
Right.
But there's nothing like the UFC title.
Yeah, but it's
I
agree with you, B.
but that's the ultimate stamp.
Until
Most of
there's
them.
a
That's like in boxing, right? There's 3 titles.
Right.
But there's one they all want the most out of those 3. Sure, if you could have all 3 of them, great.
Yeah.
But the one with the direct lineage from day one, that's the actual one they want.
Yeah,
because
course.
that's the one that means everything. That's the
Until
one.
something else means more.
Yeah,
though.
there's
but money.
I mean,
Okay,
I get it.
I
I
do
get
get
it,
what
but
you're saying.
I get it. But when you're the pioneer in the game,
Right.
nothing's gonna get ahead of you.
I agree, but what happens? This is my only thing, right? I truly think that UFC fighters are so underpaid for what they're putting their body through, for the risks that they're taking, and the revenue they're creating. Meaning, there's pay-per-view all the time, and these aren't cheap fights, and tons of people order it. So you have the money to pay these fighters. These guys are literally going through worse than anything that boxing goes through, and anything more. They're breaking arms, bones, everything. They deserve to pay more. And yes, you're definitely right. I'm not arguing anything you're saying. All I'm saying is when somebody comes and says, wait, even if we compete, if we pay the guys double, these people, Dana White is literally banking. So if somebody else comes in and says,
he needs a new Ferrari.
Yeah, you know what though?
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay my employees. I need a new Ferrari.
UFC is not the only mixed martial arts brand out there.
right.
There's
you need
other,
somebody
but no. Hold up. There are other ones that are competing with it that he doesn't own. So there are other platforms, but in the end, they've all either left UFC to the other platforms, but usually the stars on those platforms want to go to UFC because it's the most valid title.
I agree.
In
Of course it
MMA.
is.
And yes, you could create these other platforms like with Jake Paul and throw these super fights for all this money, but they don't get a title or ranking or
get what
anything
you're
from
saying.
it.
I get what you're saying. I can't argue that.
That is the difference.
That's what they
So
do
like
for MMA.
you could do a Jake Paul fight and he could get you paid, but he ain't gonna get you a title.
That's what they shoot for MMA. They just get like Conor McGregor and whoever he was supposed to fight for all the money, never did it, and just say we're throwing this once you got that contract in the UFC, you just go on and just do it on your own. Yeah. You get paid. Like you just do the same thing, but just say we're gonna do these MMA fights that people want to see. Once you're not part of the UFC, because they're all under some sort of contract, that's why they can't leave.
Right.
But if you can wait out your contract, then you can just throw these mega fights after you're out of their contract.
You know what? Long story short, nothing else
awesome.
needs to open up. Dana White needs to stop being a punk bitch and robbing these fighters straight up. Pay
Dude,
I'm
what you doing
Wow.
over here?
No, man, fuck him. These guys, he's making money hand over fist. He ain't getting hurt.
I mean, he's not the
Man.
sole owner of this
Don't
company.
matter, man.
He's
Fuck
in-
that.
You're tripping. What's going on?
Sorry,
with you
I
today?
just-
What did
Bro,
Dana do to you?
You know why? Because I talked to, we even had one of the guests on the show, and I'm not going to name names, but people talk about it. They're like, yo, we put our lives on the lines, and we make less than so-and-so. And I'm like, what? I'm hearing what some of these fighters are making, and do you realize how much those fights cost? And almost everybody I know orders them. You can afford to pay them so much, and they barely pay him. It's just wrong.
I need a new Maybach or
I'm
like 10.
serious, bro. He's the new. He's the nowadays
Maybach.
Don King. He's making all the money and he's not paying the fighters. Fuck him. Do the right thing, Dana. And stop, because he needs money to gamble all the time. I seen him in the club, I seen him in the Palms playing like no joke, $10,000-$20,000 a hand on blackjack.
He's a baller.
Yeah, baller.
that dude,
That's degenerate.
Well,
Sorry, bro. That's but that's why you.
if you got billions, it's
that's
like,
why
it's
you
like
do, because you don't pay your fighters. Pay the fighters, Dana.
Cali White.
Yeah, exactly. I would treat the fighters better. Shit. You could pay them 3 times the amount and still be filthy, filthy rich.
Yeah.
But they put literally, guys, it's like football. Think about it. These guys, put their lives and they end up with concussions.
And the thing is, you
long-term
get better
damage to their body.
performance when you pay people more money.
Yeah.
No matter what it is,
Yeah.
if they get paid more, they're gonna work harder.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
even for fighting, you know, it's like, man, if I'm getting like $2 million, I'm really gonna work hard.
The worst part is when they get
you
old.
want our $2 million because you don't want to lose.
Dude.
Well, I think B Real said it good. Like a lot of people still won't leave that league because of the prestige.
They shouldn't have
the
to leave.
prestige.
They should just be paid more. You're right. They should not have to leave. UFC is the ultimate. But what people forget is it's not just your career. So what happens is you make this money during your career. Then you're in your 40s, 50s, you have brain damage, you have backaches, you have problems. You're using all this money for healthcare because guess what? When you're a retired fighter, no insurance company wants to pick you up. It's just like when you get out of the NFL. Half of these players can't get health insurance and they're in extreme pain their whole life and they're using the millions that they made just to upkeep their body from pain because they can't get right medical insurance, you know? I'm serious. I'm not just trying to be a dick. I really feel that way. They need to take care of them for that reason.